The good news, you exercise regularly, you eat wisely, you're keeping your weight down, you wear your seatbelt, you don't go bungee jumping or ride a motorcycle without a helmet. Your doctor says you'll probably live to be 100. The bad news, your financial advisor says you'll probably run out of money by the time you're 90. One of the current buzzwords in the financial industry is something called longevity risk. The term describes the possible problem of people outliving their retirement savings. Now, capitalism being what it is, of course someone has to come up with a new solution to this problem. In this case, the solution comes from the insurance industry, longevity insurance. This product, which has been available for a few years now, is essentially a specialized annuity intended to provide an income for people who live longer than average lives. The current life expectancy in the U.S. is 80.7 years for women and 75.4 years for men. If your parents or grandparents made it into their late 80s or 90s, and if you are in good health, you might well be above average in terms of longevity. Hence, you might have a very high longevity risk. Robert Powell published an article in the June 26 issue of Market Watch about longevity insurance and did an excellent job of describing the pros and cons of the product. You can read his article at www.marketwatch.com. The basic idea of longevity insurance is to have a policy as part of your overall retirement savings. You plan to rely on your investment portfolio for income until you reach 85, at which time, presumably, you've used up your savings. And then you start getting payments from the longevity insurance. Apparently, most of these policies really are an income annuity with a long deferral period and are purchased for lump sum payments, with $10,000 being a common minimum premium. Now, if you die before 85, you lose your premium. If you live past 85, you begin receiving a fixed monthly income that is based on the amount of the premium that you paid. For example, say a 60-year-old male pays a premium of $16,000. He would receive $1,000 a month at age 85. And of course, that's in today's dollars 25 years from now. Powell quoted several financial planners in his article and some other insurance professionals, including myself. As I told him, I am not a fan of longevity insurance. To me, it makes much more sense to address the issue of longevity with an appropriate withdrawal rate on a diversified portfolio of asset classes. The whole issue of longevity risk is also one of the reasons that financial planners shouldn't be doing one-size-fits-all planning. I have clients with life expectancies much higher than the average, and some that have life expectancies much lower. Part of my responsibility is to help those clients to be sure of having a lifelong retirement income. We need to work together and actively consider realistic options that fit their individual needs and wishes. I need to help them make conscious, considered decisions about such factors as the age at which they can retire and the amount of annual income that they can comfortably take out of their portfolios. If you think that you're a candidate for living longer than the average, but you have average or less than average assets, you have a couple of options. One choice, I suppose, would be to start skipping the exercise, take up skydiving, other high-risk sports, start eating more donuts. Or you could decide to consider longevity as an asset rather than a risk. In that case, it would make a lot of sense to start planning now. Options such as a part-time job or reducing your living expenses can ensure that your retirement portfolio won't run out before you do. Thanks for joining me.